Alright gang, welcome back to our triple threat challenge here in Hutan Pantai. It is now May. We do not have a whole lot to do today. Nothing is ready to harvest, anything like that, but we do need to get the fertilizing done here for the second application in this field that we drilled in the last episode. We're going to flood both these fields again. Well, actually, you know what? This field over here may not need to be flooded again. I think it does, though, but either way, we'll have to at least flood one of them. This field that we're currently fertilizing will need to be flooded. And we'll probably use some contracts today, gang. Maybe we'll start buying some of the stuff we need to start working towards the goats, right? So we're going to have to get a mower and either the minimum a loading wagon. We may be able to afford both right now, but really I want to get some contracts done as well to make sure we have the right amount of money to accomplish that, plus have a little bit left over because we're going to need some, right? We're going to need some for fees and loan and everything else we're dealing with, so... I guess a little bit of a lighter day than normal in regard to things we actually have to do on the farm. But if we can get those items and maybe we make a little bit more money off the contracts, maybe we can also get... excuse me, gang, my throat's... I'll take a drink of water here in a second or something. But anyway, if we can accomplish all of that, maybe we can also get a drill or not drill, a plow or maybe a subsoiler or something of those along that line. And maybe we can start working kind of back towards the front there of our land that I said I was going to, at least for a while, turn into, you know, like a grass field, right? That will help us out tremendously with the goats, right? Because they're going to need food I can't talk today. They're going to need food constantly, right? So if we have at least a small patch of grass that we know we can mow and it's going to be good grass at all times, I think that's the best and the right approach. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. A little early start today. It's 7 in the morning, game time at least. It's around, it's just after 8 here, I think, in the morning at real time. And one little splash and dash here and we're done, gang. First time we've utilized this, well, it's used, but gently used fertilizer spreader. It's pretty nice. Glad we got it. Of course, it had to be in the sale market the month after we purchased it. Of course it did, right? So we'll flood that up. We'll go take a look at this one over here. I think it does need to be flooded still. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully, doing well. And we're flooded it. Perfect. Alright, so both of those are good to go. That's really the only main thing we had to do on our farm today. So, there are a couple fertilizing contracts out. We haven't done a fertilizing contract in a while, and as you know, I'm a very big fan of fertilizing. I love doing it, so... fertilizing contracts are right up my alley. I have no problem doing that. So we're going to do both of them. One is for $6 grand. The other is for almost $3 grand. So we'll accept both of those. They're both kind of in a similar region. Well, maybe they're not in a similar region. I might have just lied to you. I'm sorry. I thought they were closer than they were. They're not. They're on the complete opposite ends of the map. But it's all right. It's not too far away, so we'll go ahead and do it. We are going to need more fertilizer, I can tell you that. So I'm going to go buy at least one more. I'll probably buy 2 more, honestly, boxes of fertilizer. And I will meet you at one of the fields. More than likely, it's going to be the 43, which is the big one. So I'll meet you there. I need to turn that off. I forgot I had that on. My apologies. There we go. And we'll meet you at that big farm. Or field, rather. Alright, we're here. It's this field right here. So it shouldn't take us too long with this spread of a fertilizer spreader. It's pretty wide, so... I did buy 3 boxes of fertilizer rather than the 1. I just felt like we might end up needing it. Even if we don't, right? We're going to need it for our fields and stuff, so not a big deal. Now, while we're kind of on our path here... Actually, you know what I should be doing? Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I haven't been doing this. And I'm going to start doing it. I said I was going to, and I still didn't, just because I'm so used to doing it without it. I'm going to do a quick save here before we make sure I don't do anything wrong. I'm going to do the steering assist. we go. So, this is different for me. I'm used to just kind of doing it my own way, but it's actually nice, right? It shows you where you should be at. You just follow this line, and, you know, it'll beep at you if you're doing it right or doing it wrong, whatever. This is, it's definitely helpful for sure. If I use this more, which I really should be, I won't utilize or waste as much fertilizer, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? Or that's what it really is meant to do, right? To prevent you from wasting resources more than you might already, right? Now, what I also we're going to look at doing today, like I said, is buying at least a mower. If we can buy a mower, I'll be pretty happy with that. They had some hail damage. See that? We have some of that as well in one of our fields that I thought was going to be ready to harvest today. I was a little disappointed it wasn't. But it should be ready in the next episode for sure. So June, it should be ready to harvest. But we'll look at buying a mower today. Probably going to be one of the cheapest ones we can get. There have not been any major mods for mowing. There's the one that I already have installed. We have that. We've bought that one on our survival challenge on New Frontier. We're not going to buy that one on this series. We're going to buy a different one. It'll probably be... honestly, I don't even know where the mowers are in here. Hold on a second. Give me a minute. It'll probably be this Coon right here, 13,500. We bought the Pottinger on the Survival Challenge series. And the reason why we bought that one on the Survival Challenge series is because... well, quite frankly, it's because it had the option for swathing when you buy the one that would go behind the actual tractor. So that one we're going to buy typically would go on the front of the tractor. The problem with this one, we don't have that option with this tractor. This tractor does not have a 3-point hitch on the front. It does not even have the ability to put a 3-point hitch on the front. But the field we're going to put in for the grass is really not going to be that big, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't. So, oh, I'm going off that wrong. Dang it. Hold on a second. I got that lined up completely wrong. I was lining it up on the blue line, not the yellowish line, which is what I'm supposed to be lining it up on. There we go. There we go. Minor change, minor fix, we're good. So we're nearly done with this field already, actually. 74% right now. By the time we get down here to the end, we probably just have to do partial one more pass that's going to tell us we're done, even though there's part of the field that's not fertilized. They always give you that little bit of a window there, right? They give you a little bit of relief, which is nice, because we end up getting the full price for the contract without having to actually utilize the entire amount of fertilizer that it really should be utilizing for the field. All right, we'll line up with another one here. We'll do this one here. Tiny bit of overlap there at the beginning, but that's all right. So yeah, this is nice. This works out well. It does help for sure, especially with me, as I like to talk into tangents and I kind of get lost in the sauce of where I have been. So it definitely is going to save us some fertilizer for sure, going this path. So I'll try to utilize it moving forward. On every series, really. I'm going to start trying to remember to do it. If I don't do it for one time, don't hold it against me too much. I'm just so used to not doing it. All right, we got one more pass, actually. I thought we were going to be able to take care of it there, but that was not the case. maybe we are going to utilize the whole thing on this one. I might have stayed corrected here. Alright, there we go. Alright, that field's done, so we can turn that one in, so let's do that. That's the big one. So we really only ended up getting about 3,000 out of that one after we paid for the fertilizer, right? Maybe slightly under 3,000. Yeah, slightly under it. I will head to the other farm. I'll see you at the next field. I keep calling it a farm. Wait, it's technically a farm, but head to the next field of a farm. And I'll see you in a minute. All right, we're pulling up here. Pretty foggy over here in this section here, gang. This field is very small compared to the last one, so this will not take us long at all. All right, so if I turn that on, evidently it's on at all times, which I guess that's kind of nice. I kind of like that. I thought I was going to have to do it every single time, and I was like, that's going to get a little annoying. But this is nice. If it's on from now on constantly, then we're good. Just kind of keeping the best we can, keep on that line, and we're going to be good to go, right? Now, since the last time I recorded, they did come out with another patch. Some new things came out. Unfortunately, it's nothing really major that we're probably going to be utilizing on this series. At least not yet. Maybe later on in the series, possibly. Because may not seem like it, but we got a long way to go. Well, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say it may seem like it, but there's a lot of things later on in the series that we're probably going to have to utilize some more mods for. But right now, that's not possible. There's some more mods that came out. I did download a few of those. Just likely not to be utilized on this series for a little while, I guess is the long story short. There's just, they weren't really, I don't think anything specifically that we needed to try to implement on this series. They weren't really going to help progress this series any more than it already has. So... I like that bridge. That bridge is cool. I like that bridge a lot. Speaking of bridges, where I live, I've talked about this before many times, but if you're new and don't know for whatever reason, I live in Ohio. I live north of Cincinnati and south of Dayton, if you know where Dayton is. Dayton's probably the fourth biggest city in Ohio. Cincinnati is probably the second. Maybe it's the third. I don't remember how many people Columbus has nowadays, but anyway, and I live in a pretty rural area. It's there's part of me that there's a farm crop field right behind me. I don't think it'll be there for much longer. I think it's going to be turned into housing development here in the next 5 to 10 years for sure, if not sooner. Okay, that's done. Nice. Where was I going with this? Now I forget where I was going with this. Oh, there's a bridge in Cincinnati that there was... I don't think, and if they have, I haven't, I guess, paid attention enough to know, but there was a big fire that happened in one of the bridges in Cincinnati. They call it the Big Mac Bridge. It's yellow. That's why they call it the Big Mac Bridge. There was a big fire that happened, and it had structural damage, and it's been completely closed down. And I don't know why I'm telling you that. I saw the bridge, and I thought about that life event. Here comes Byron. Look at him. Right in my ass. Go ahead, Byron. Just pass me. God, you're such a dick, Byron. Here you go, Byron. Go ahead. Asshole, I'm going to run you over. That's what you get. Really? I'm all the way out of the road and you still were going to stop? God, he's a dick. I hate that guy. Anyway, we completed that, so we can go ahead and turn this in. Gives us 47.8. So, if we're going to buy the mower, that's 13.5. I'm going to go ahead and buy it now. We're going to need it anyway, so let's just go ahead and purchase it. Leaves us with 30 grand. We can get a forage wagon for 30 grand. We cannot get the forage wagon and a subsoiler or a plow or whatever for that price. Well, we might be able to. No, I think I uninstalled the very tiny ones because I just don't think they were really worth it. This is a new mod that I installed. This is probably the only one I could think of that we might potentially utilize. But again, it's expensive. 6 meter width, and it's 17 grand. There is also the subsoiler, which we're utilizing this one in the survival challenge, which is really nice too. But they're also not really cheap. There is this one too, which I think we could potentially use. It is 10 grand, so we're still not quite there, unfortunately. And there's nothing in the used market for us. So, is there any other contracts that have come up? Not. I mean, there's cultivating, I guess, but not really. I guess we could do this cultivating contract here. It's right next to our yard, or to our land, I guess I should say. $3,000. It still wouldn't get us where we need to be, though, right? It still wouldn't get us where we need to be. There is a spraying contract. I think that is what we go for. That is way too far away for a very tiny amount of money. We're not going to do that one, but I think we can do that one. How much fertilizer do we, or not fertilizer, herbicide do we have in our sprayer? I don't know if it'll tell you in here or not. I really haven't looked at this closely at it. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say. Let's get back. Hopefully we can get back in time before that contract goes away. I don't know what the fastest way to get to our... I guess I'm just going to take a shortcut through here and hope for the best. I was going to just kind of cut across my neighbor's yard here, but, I mean, they've got crop in there. It'd be rude to do that, so I guess we'll go around. Oh, we might not be able to get around over here. Oh. Can I go across this without causing mayhem? Okay. All right. Well, that was no problem at all. All right. I'll go to the farm. I'll grab the sprayer there, and we'll head to that field. Oh, one quick note. I saw a post. It was, I think, on an early episode about how the side of the barn that we put down, it opens up wider, and you could fit this in there. You really can't. This is actually less width than this one is, so there's no way to fit it in there. I just want to point that out. I don't know if you're still watching or not, but if you are, and you happen to be watching this episode, you can't fit that in there. You can't fit the header in there no matter what you do. So we do have 47% in here. I believe that's going to be enough. I truly do. So let's just go ahead and, well, let's quick save first, and then let's take this contract, hopefully if it's still out there, and we'll head over there, and we'll get this done. Accept contract, boom. Perfect. All right, I will see you at field 13, and then possibly when we get back, we'll see what kind of money we have at that point. 30,000. We're going to get 10,000 out of this. There's a chance we could get a subsoiler. I also had a bit of a rethink from what I said before. If you recall last episode, not wardrobe. Come on, Z, get it together. I said maybe we would just kind of take this field and expand it out this way. I don't think I'm going to do that. I had kind of a bit of a rethink. I think what I'm going to do instead is this entrance here, we're just going to kind of get rid of it. I mean, it could still partially be there, but we're going to have grass. So what I'm going to do is probably take the plow or whatever we get, right? And I'll kind of go all the way up here, go all the way as far as I can, or go over here, go all the way down, all the way around all this, around the tree, all the way over to here. There's another little side entrance here with dirt, right? Kind of go like this, and then probably kind of section it off this way a little bit, and then maybe, I don't know, coming around into here and then up like that. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but something like that I think would work out well. And then it leaves a little bit more room to expand over here if we want, and obviously we can expand into this grass field. It's not like it's a set-in-stone thing, but I've kind of changed my mind on how I'm going to do it, and the reason why is it kind of keeps it over here near the goats, right? So we can just kind of keep everything running this way, and then we have a little bit of space over in this vicinity to expand or do whatever else we want to do. That's at least kind of where I'm at now. Will it stay that way? I don't know, but that's what we're going to probably do if we're able to get it here in the next episode or two. Possibly this episode. We really don't know yet, right? It just depends on what we get here. I'm expecting it to be not quite enough, but we'll find out. All right, we are underway here, gang. So hopefully, I'm looking at this field. It's much bigger than I thought it was. Hopefully we have enough herbicide here. If we don't, man, I'm going to have to run all the way back up to the shop and get more. I'm a little afraid that we're not going to have enough here. We're running through this pretty quickly, so I'm a little nervous. I'm actually already probably guaranteeing we're not going to have enough, but maybe I'm wrong. This is a large field. So anyway, I guess what I'm trying to get at from before is, you know, we'll probably get the loading wagon today. I don't want to do baling on this series. We're doing baling on another series, so I don't want to specifically do baling on this series. But we'll probably get the loading wagon. We just may not be able to actually get a drill, or not drill, I keep calling it a drill, a plow or a subsoiler or anything like that of any sort to create a field more than likely today. It's going to be really close. If we were to buy it right today, we would be in a situation where we have no money for, you know, the next month, and we do have those fees and things we have to incur, right? So not really the smartest, you know, decision, if that makes any sense. Probably should not be doing that. I probably should be stopping it, realigning, and going from there instead of trying to take those wide turns. I won't do that anymore. But there is a little bit of grass. I don't know how much of it we can actually mow. There is a little bit of grass on our land still. So we could potentially attempt to try to mow some of that up. And if we can mow it and pick it up with the loading wagon, then we're good, right? We can at least put down maybe 1 or 2 goats. Not a ton of goats, but 1 or 2. It's something, right? Eventually, over time, they're still going to produce stuff for us. So we'll see. Now, I have never done goats before, but I'm assuming, based off of everything I'm seeing, goats are going to really provide you more than anything goat milk, right? So we're going to have to get some kind of a tanker, or a wagon tanker, something, to unload some of the milk, right? So we can sell it or turn it into something else, whatever we decide to do. So that's another expense, but that one we probably can hold off on for a little while. We probably don't have to have that one be, you know, kind of an immediate buy. That could probably wait a bit. We're definitely going to need more herbicide, gang. We're only 50% done, and we had like 40% herbicide when we started this. So that's a bit of a shame. Bit of a mistake on me. I should have just went to the shop and filled it up before we came over here. I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with, but I didn't. I just thought this was going to be enough. But that field, or this field, I should say, is much larger than we had anticipated. Which I think we've already done a contract on this field. I think it was a fertilizing contract. I'm almost positive this is the field where it was foggy, like it is now, and I showed you the fog for the first time. Well, at least my first time seeing fog in the game when it came out. So, yeah. Pretty positive by that statement. So we're almost caught back up here where we started at, so we started somewhere around in here. So I'm going to go back and I will get some more herbicide, gang, and I will meet you back here in a few seconds. I'll probably just finish the rest of this off probably in a bit of a time lapse. And we'll see where we get to money-wise. All right, we are all done here, gang. So we can go ahead and turn this contract in. Another quick save here. And we'll go ahead and buy the loading wagon. We'll get all that stuff back to the farm. There is another fertilizing contract. Too far away. Too far away. Is there anything... not harvesting. Spraying that's... Nope. Too far away. And that's that 395 one that's not even worth our time. Okay. I'll get this back to the farm. I'm going to go and we'll go ahead and purchase the loading wagon right now. We might as well, right? If I don't, I'll start thinking of something else and change my mind again. Alright, we want, well, the Vertesteins look whiter to me, so we're going to go with that. They are whiter. It is more expensive. I think we should add the silage to it. It's going to be more expensive, but I think it's worth it. Since we're going to be doing an animal that requires grass, I think it's worth it. Makes me kind of want to drop this down to the normal tires, though. I mean, it's 250 bucks. I'll tell you what, we're not going to do the silage for right now, and we'll just do standard. We'll just go the cheap route for right now. We can add that later. But for now, we'll just go the standard route. Even though the silage would give us more grass out of it, it would cost us money to buy the silage additives, which actually, as a matter of fact, you know what, before we do that, how much are the silage additives now? Yeah, they're a little bit more expensive than they were. They used to be much cheaper than that. They were only like 500 bucks or 1,000 bucks, something like that. So they've gone up for sure. So let's do it with the no. Let's just go the standard approach for now. It should be sufficient. Gives us with 10 grand still, which I'm happy with. So I will, like I said, take this back, put it in the barn. I'll go get the mower, and I'll get the loading wagon. We'll head back to the farm, to our yard. We'll see if there's anything of that we can mow up right now. And we'll have to try to work on fitting or having enough money to buy a subsoiler or a plow for the next episode. Well, a couple other quick notes if you still happen to be watching at this point in the episode here. Look at this guy. There's a stop sign. You have a blatant stop sign. What are you doing? Oh, man. I can't remember what we said we were going to call the silver car. I completely forget what all of you brought up to call the silver car. But, man, what a dick. Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted by a guy running a stop sign, what was I going to bring up? I was talking about something that one of you said in the comments. I don't know. Now I've completely lost track of what I was going to say now. I have no idea. Damn, that sucks. That damn silver car. Probably was a cousin of Byron. Alright, am I able to get any of this to mow? Doesn't look like it. Yep, nothing's mowing, so unfortunately, until we're able to create our own fields here, we're not going to get any grass out of this, is what it looks like. I didn't think so. Somebody had in the comments recently told me that the main meadows, which is what this is, I guess, you can no longer mow them. That's another change they made to try to help offset the OP-ness that was FS25's silage, I guess, grass in general. So yeah, you can't get any grass out of any of this, unfortunately. That's too bad. I kind of expected it, but it's too bad. That's alright. Just means we have to do a few more things. In the next episode, though, that field back there should, fingers crossed, be ready to harvest. And if it is ready to harvest, then we'll have some money, plus the 10,000 we have now. Well, we're going to lose a little bit between now and the next episode from fees and everything. But other than that, gang, we're going to leave the episode there. I hope you enjoyed it. Smack the like button if you did. There's more videos in the corners for you to check out. And I'll see you in the next one.